In this video, I am building a happy ghast nursery, as well as some dogs to create a seamless flight experience. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future projects. Let's get to it. Hey there everyone, we've got to stop meeting here in the Nether. Now today we find ourselves in the Nether in search of one of the new items from the update. We are looking for one of the new dried ghasts. And my general idea is to make a little area where the purpose of it is to raise these ghasts to become happy ghasts and kind of train them to fly, and then kind of like a farm environment. Can't pass up an opportunity to fight some wither skeletons, but we can't get distracted, we've got to get to it. The difficulty with finding happy ghasts in my nether is because this world was generated long before the happy ghast was a thing. So we have to actually venture out as far as we can and hopefully find some chunks that haven't been loaded yet. The problem is flying through this dimension is horrendously difficult, and the view distance is not that far. Oh, this is frustrating. Now the fact that we're finding some ruined portals does mean that this area of the nether is a little more recent. However, I'm pretty sure we have to go way farther out. Can't skip out on some wonderful crying obsidian. Okay, this might be it. Let's see. Now the dried ghasts do spawn in the Soul Sand Valley, and what you want to do is you want to look at the carcasses made out of bone blocks, and hopefully if we're lucky we should find a dried ghast right inside one of them. If not, then that means we do have to venture out even farther. It's looking like a no. Hey, look, a bastion. Can't say no to stealing some loot. Thank you very much, piglins. Very much appreciated. They don't seem to be very welcoming. Anyways, we are going to swiftly move on from there. I hate when the nether does this. It just closes off all possible paths. Okay guys, so I actually forgot to record. I had paused the recording because I was stepping away from my computer. But just to fill you guys in, we did end up collecting 18 dried ghast, and we had to venture out quite far out into the nether because we just had so many chunks that were already loaded in previous versions. And we also took the time to partially raid a bastion that was nearby, so we got a little bit more loot. Now, something I wanted to show you guys over here back at our main base, or at least the beginnings of it. I finished this little nether portal over here, so just little aesthetic portal, so we have a quicker access to the nether from this base, because all our other nether portals are a little bit farther out. Now, originally I was going to make a little more geometric frame, but what I ended up doing is just kind of throwing random block pallets together. And I'm really enjoying kind of the chaos of it. I think it's really representative of the nether. And we've got a little basalt magma area here, and then also like a Soul Sand Valley kind of section with some wither skulls as well. And actually the occasional visitor. So let's actually push him back in. Go, go, go. Oh, I guess not. Okay, I guess he's staying there then. Regardless of that, you guys, I was brainstorming on a location for where we can build the happy ghast farm, and I was contemplating just putting it nearby other builds. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, everything's nearby. But the more I thought of it, I realized that being ghasts, they are a flying mob, so we would want them to be a little bit more elevated off the surface, and immediately these mountains came to mind. So this section of the world has some really cool generation with like really flat areas and right next to really sharp mountains, even though they're not the tallest mountains, but they complement the landscape really well. Now over here, this mountain right here separates one of our main farming areas from the rest of the new builds. As you can see, we're right here over the horizon and the mega base is to the left. Now if we follow this road up here, we actually have it coming all the way down and up this hill. And if we take a peek right over here, I had actually left this untouched because I didn't know what to do up here. So this is going to be the perfect location for the happy ghast farm. We're going to do some terraforming up here, and then we're going to build a couple simple structures. We don't want this to be too big. It's definitely just a farming style area, kind of in tune with all this where we're just producing maybe a sparse house or two. Now this pathway here is an extension of the King's Road, which in my forever world is kind of the name I've given to the main arteries of roads throughout the world. And eventually the King's Road is going to come through here in the middle, and it's going to snake down the mountain, and we get a wonderful view of the mega base right over here in the horizon. So eventually we're going to have a road coming all the way over to there. Then over here to the left in this spruce forest over here, this mega taiga, way back there, that is where we have our dye village, which we've been working on other episodes, and we are also working on it off camera. So I can't think of any better place than this one to build a happy ghast farm. So let's go ahead and get started with the terraforming right away. Alright, well that was just a quick little tree cutting session. It's all complete now, so we have plenty of space to build the little bit of farms that we have to make. Mostly aesthetic, to be honest. Now, can we just talk about how beautiful it is that the building is popping out from the horizon behind the trees? That thing is at the end of my render distance, but it looks like it's so much closer. Absolutely stunning. It looks like a part of the background. So it's the next day now, and I've gone ahead and brought the happy ghast over here. And just from seeing his size compared to the area, I definitely think we're going to want to expand out here. So we want to bring the trees back a little bit. And then we're going to make a couple buildings that are a little bit more themed towards like happy ghast growing and farming, and then having like a little docking station as well. Now, as I was planning out this area, it kind of occurred to me that it would be cool to have a little lake here in the middle as well. More as of a decorative piece than anything. Now, before we go ahead and set any buildings down in this area, we're going to shape the terrain a little bit to how we want it. Now, I've gone ahead and dug out an entire area just for a big lake. And then we're also going ahead and marking out where the paths are going to be. So my idea for this area is kind of just to have this lake as a centerpiece and the paths kind of go around it. And then all surrounding the lake is the buildings facing inwards. And what that'll do is give us good visibility of all the buildings from all angles. And then we'll also have a larger building over here. Well, I don't know if it'll be larger, but we will have a decently sized building here. Either that or some sort of natural generation here that causes the pathing to kind of shift to the left. Now, I didn't want to make this road just straight across. One, to avoid straight lines, but two, so that once the path does curve over here, you get a better view of the village over there on the other mountain. So this is one of those sight lines that I've been wanting to play around with. And then once you come down here, you can actually see the other mega base. I was picturing the little lake / river to kind of flow down in this direction and to have a downward slope over here with the water. But planning that out made me realize I might need to have a source for the water. So what I've considered doing is we're going to have this part of the path be a little bridge. And then the water is actually going to come over here from a source on the mountain. And we'll kind of have the river come up along with it. It's going to be a little stream at this point. And right at the tippity top of the hill right here, we're going to build a little custom stone rock structure where the water source comes out of. So it'll be like a natural spring that kind of comes out of right here. So we're going to keep this guide just right here for now. We will come back and assess that. But for now, we want to go ahead and fill out this whole area. Okay, there's our water feature all completed. Oh, let's see the dome with the sun in the background. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Gives it a cool color. Okay, so I think the first thing we're going to do is make this greenhouse over here. Now, I saw this idea online, and basically the idea is to have a little sanctuary where the ghasts can grow up in. Now, of course, being a flying mob, you don't want them to be in an open air place. So we're going to enclose it within a greenhouse, but it's going to be like a comfy greenhouse. You know what? I think I'm going to shave back this hill a little bit as well. I'll just lower the whole path. The area is too small to have too much diversity in terrain. Okay, that's going to be a lot better. I now have the majority of the outline for the greenhouse. Now, I wanted to try and expand my horizons a little bit when it comes to the wood types that I use. I have used a lot of the other wood types pretty frequently in recent times. However, oak wood is one type of wood that I have not been using almost at all, honestly. So today I'm going to take a risk and kind of try out what I can do with this wood. I think because back in the day, it was the main type of wood that everybody would use. And I'm talking like early Minecraft days. To the point where the use of oak wood got a little saturated. And it made all builds with oak wood a little less interesting to me. It was just obviously overused back then. Now, I know it is 2025 and things have changed and we have a lot of other wood types to vary it up a little bit, but for some reason I still have kind of a little bit of a gripe with the oak wood. The good thing is we do have this stripped variation, which is going to help a lot, and I think it should look pretty decent when it's all done. What a stunning backdrop we've got to this place. You can see so many of the farms from up here, and the way it lights up at night is just outstanding. I like how I have the paths lit up, but the center parts of the farms are not, and it gives a little bit of a pop. I've actually gone ahead and set up some furnaces to smelt some more glass because I am currently running out of glass, and the super smelter that I usually use over in the city over here is, I think, just outside of render distance, so I don't think I could run it while I'm doing other things over here. So I just set up some temporary, very not efficient, but it'll get the job done, super smelters here. And we've already got, I'd say, 2/3 of a stack. So if I just leave it here 10-20 minutes, I should have enough glass for everything. Now over here, we're going to have the main building for housing all the happy ghasts that are ready for deployment. And I'm thinking we're basically going to call this the docking station, because essentially the popular design that goes around nowadays is you have the ghast slot into a gap in the building and have a platform at the same height as the surface of the ghast, and that acts as a home for the ghasts so that they don't move around while you're waiting to use them. Now I've gotten a good amount of progress done on the docking stations for the ghasts. However, I underestimated the size of them, so I actually have to adjust the design a little bit here. I'm going to use some trapdoors and hopefully they slot in better. Let's take a look if we fit in the slot, and up we go. Ooh, flush with the trapdoors, I like it. The height-wise, and he's happy there. What if the lead were not a thing? What would he do? He's chilling? Ooh, interesting, okay. I wonder why he's not trying to escape. It must be the geometry of it or something. I think he's just over 4 blocks wide. And even though these are fences and trapdoors, he might be seeing them as obstacles. I know up there he knows he can't go through, but that's cool. Well, I really like the design. Okay, let's go ahead and do the same for the other ones. So we're going to take out these logs and replace them with trapdoors. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that should be... Okay, I think we have it set up. Let's take a look. So we have 6 different docks for our ghasts. We're probably going to color them. And I'm also going to put banners relating to the color of the ghast. Conveniently, we have this set up from one of the earlier episodes. Okay, now that we have the colored wall. Ooh, looks cool with the approach. We're going to make this one over here orange. And we're going to have on this side as well purple and green. And on this side, we're going to have our primary colors. So it's going to be first red first. Blue in the middle. And yellow at the end. Okay, we're going to take a step back to see what it looks like. Yeah, we are liking that. Ooh, outstanding. And I don't know what happened here. He's just glitched in there, but whatever happened is causing me to not need to make any piston mechanism. Now, all these furnaces finished smelting quite a while ago. We've got a large amount of glass. What I do need to check up is yeah, we have a lot of bones. So we're going to take these here, craft it all up into bone meal and then into white dye. And finally, we're going to combine it with the glass. Ah, yes, a full shulker full of white stained glass. Now that should be enough to finish this up over here. Let's see, I did leave this off the other day, so I want to make sure I'm not missing any wood bits. I don't think so. There's a few wood highlights right here that I have to complete on the other parts, but I think that'll be easier to do once we have the glass in. Okay, let's get this done. I'll be right back. Alright, we've successfully put in all the glass for this building. Now I just need to get a few highlight pieces in order. And then once we get these in, all that we're going to have left to do is to decorate and detail. Alright, we've got these back rooms in place. And then also in the front 2 corners. Now let's see what I do here at the front. Let's put in some corner pieces. And then I think this up here is going to be just all glass. Let's come up here. All right, everyone. So we've gone ahead and finished a small building here, which is going to serve as our office building. And it is going to have chests and our auto smelters here. Now, I did make it a little boxy, but we went ahead and compensated for that with all the texturing that we've done. So we've got a tiled flooring and then just randomly textured walls. And then we made sure to have a very big window so we could see all of the farms we have in the farming area. Now the one thing we're missing is the roof, so we're gonna get started on that real quick. And that's our roof in place. Let's put in some lighting real quick. Just gonna set in some simple fixtures right here. Alright, we've got the office building finished up. When I come around through the whole area to get some greenery in here, I am gonna touch up all the 3 buildings. I appreciate your guys' company at the top of the tower. It can get lonely up here sometimes, you know? Now I'm trying out something different here with the palettes that we're using. I have no idea how it's going to come out, but the point of this whole area is to kind of play around a little bit and see what we like and don't like. There's really no point in trying to make everything perfect always. It's important to keep in mind that a game like Minecraft is about creativity and not perfection. Very good. Now that I have the majority of the tower done, we're going to go ahead and put a little canopy on it, as well as some launch off platforms, just some mounting platforms for ghasts as well. And then it kind of doubles as a viewing deck as well for this whole little region. Now that's a tower. All right, this is going to be our tower. And up here at the top, we have our canopy. We have our little deployment platforms. We have great views of all the surrounding areas. Whenever anybody comes here with a ghast, they just latch on their ghasts to this fence pole, and then they can dismount. Now, in the greenhouse, we're going to go ahead and make a shallow little pool. This is going to be where we grow up the happy ghasts. In fact, we're going to get some dried ghasts moving here. Okay, we're going to get 8 ghasts going. While those are cooking, we're going to come back to our storage area and actually collect some materials for decorating. And while I'm at it, I'm going to check up my other shulker box messes. to see if we have any leftover decoration blocks we can just take. Bone meal could be good. We're gonna get a couple of trees in here, but not too many. Maybe another one on this side. Those two are perfectly sized. And then I think we're gonna get one in this corner. Yep. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. We could do one more. Would it look good if I... right here. Yeah, we can work with that. That's beautiful. And we'll have a stone feature right over here. Let's get them some simple flowers in here just to lighten up the place. Oh, that looks excellent. A little bit of red in there. Red, red, red. Oh, that is pretty. I hope this doesn't grow. Can I have that there without it growing? Okay, let's cross our fingers that that doesn't end up growing. I could try to put one in. No, I'll put it outside. Okay, I'm gonna put in the stone feature over here. We're gonna break all this moss over here on these flowers. And essentially, we're just gonna come in and randomly place in a bunch of rock. So all this cobblestone is just gonna be completely randomly placed. And then based off of the looks of it, we're gonna kind of come in here with other blocks. Just random placement, not too much idea what we're doing. Has to look like it was originally here. Okay, and then a couple of mossy ones. Couple more stones, maybe like one here. You have to play around with it when you're texturing. Sometimes you try something out and it doesn't look right. Try again. Okay, a couple of leaves here and there. This stone is a little floating, yeah. Okay, especially in the back, we'll have some more leaves. Give it some depth of field. Ooh, we could put the honeycomb in here. Couple of leaf blocks around. And we're gonna put water coming out of right here. Ah, beautiful. Yeah, we're gonna actually beef up the stone back here. Gonna bring it a little taller here. Something along those lines. Let's take a step back. Ooh, this is perfection. Now, when you're transforming happy ghasts out of this dried ghast state, you can tell the progress of them based off of their facial expression. So right now you see it's a little bit more of a neutral face. So that's kind of like they're halfway through the process. As they start to smile, then that means they're about to turn into actual mobs. Let's get this beehive out here. Originally, I just moved it out of the way when I was building, but now I know I want to use it in here. Perfect. Let's put it over here. That's perfect spot. Okay, now this place looks nice and balanced. Now, before those ghasts do spawn, we do want to have a little bit of a gate at the front. Okay, so I think if I have 2 rows of gates like this, even a 1x1 block mob cannot get through. Yeah, that should be perfect. Okay, and it still keeps a lot of visibility. Let's see how the faces are. Ooh, do you see those are happy faces? Okay, these guys are gonna turn soon. Cool. While those guys are growing up, we're going to decorate the surrounding areas a bit. And the main thing we're gonna use is these moss blocks. So let's start by putting down moss and azalea trees. And then we'll come back through with some smaller decorations. This is a good spot for a cherry tree, I think. Especially since these leaves do not belong here. Put them there. Ooh, okay, I'll take it, I'll take it. Okay, I want to put a tree somewhere around here, but I don't want to break off any sight lines. I think putting one here should be fine. That should be fine. Ooh, that's perfect. Okay, let's get another cherry tree in here. Even better. Let's get azalea trees in here. Let's put a cherry tree over here. Okay, interesting. Then azaleas. Good. Another azalea here. Exactly. Now here, let's spread some moss. Now that's how we want our paths to look. Oh, we have ghasts. How did he get out? Wait, how did he get out? Do I have a gap in there? Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. How did you get out? Come over here. Come over here. Wait, so do you fit through here? Is there a gap? Oh, they're pink inside. Oh, right here. I should have known that. I should have prevented that. Let's do that for now. Okay, there's no way they're getting out of that. There we go. So we made 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, they're adorable. I love how they look in here. Wow, this is beautiful. Okay, we are gonna have to take some of them out of here because they are gonna grow up really quickly. So let's put a lead on, I'd say 4 of them. And worst comes to worst, push comes to shove, we can always move the other ones. Come here, guys. Oh, I guess I'll have to lead him if he comes out. Come here, guys. Let's go. I believe in you. Exactly. They're like balloons. Oh, somebody should make a mod where these ghasts look like balloons. The physics would totally work. Okay, I think I've got 6 outside. Yeah, 2 in there. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, so they're gonna come over here. I'm just yanking them. Let's put one guy here. Oh, how do I do 1? Okay, so I'll unlead 1 at a time. Okay, we're gonna put this guy over here for now. Unlead, lead, and then if I come over here, I can put another one here. Now I know I can speed up their growth by giving them snowballs, but I am going to skip over that because I just want them to grow up naturally. I am doing other things at the same time, so I am in no rush whatsoever. Come here, you guys. Unlead, equip, catch you, place you here. Why are you in the ground? Take all of these guys, come over here, out here, catch, bring over here, right there. And then these guys, I can unequip, leave one here, equip. There's already ghast in there, so this last guy, he's gonna come up with me. I'm actually gonna go through the wall. No, don't get stuck. All right, so if I leave him there, I can quickly get up here before he gets caught on something. There we go, now he's coming up with me. Now he should be around here. There he is. Come on, right there. This is super cool. Wow, this really brings a lot of life to the area. Alrighty, you guys, look at that. I think we are finished up with this whole area. We've got our ghast growing sanctuary. We've got the office building. We've got a viewing tower. And we've got an epic happy ghast docking station. Right now, they're a little young, but we are going to grow them up to do this right here. Yeah, they're going to slot in with this big guy over here. I'm going to leave you guys with some cool shots of this area. I'll be right back. Alright everyone, this is the end of today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay in the loop on all my content I put out. Thank you and have a great day.